Love technology? Subscribe to Explainer 99.
Welcome to The Explainer. So if you're someone who spends 10 to 15 hours a week, or let's be entirely honest here, probably way more than that, glued to a computer screen, this one is absolutely for you. Today, we're outlining a complete desk survival guide to help you not just survive, but truly thrive and cure the physical toll of modern computing.
Because before we get into the actual solutions, we really have to stop and ask, is your computer setup secretly hurting you? If you've been feeling mysterious aches in your wrists, maybe a strange numbness in your fingers, or just stiffness in your joints after a long day of typing and clicking, I want to validate that for you right now. You are absolutely not alone, and your workstation might be quietly doing some real cumulative damage. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to cover 4 main areas today: the physical toll of computing, how to heal your wrists with yoga, some small ergonomic changes, and finally, digital shortcuts to save you hours. So, kicking things off with part 1, the physical toll of computing.
Let's look straight at the medical data, because it is definitely time we completely debunk the myth that sitting at a desk all day is a harmless, zero-impact job. Specifically, we're talking about carpal tunnel syndrome, or CTS. According to a recent medical study on regular computer users, this is a syndrome caused by the compression of the median nerve, right inside the carpal tunnel. And guys, here's the scary part. It can result in permanent nerve damage if it's not diagnosed and treated early. The research is super clear here. Regular computer workers putting in just 10 to 15 hours a week are at a highly increased risk for developing this musculoskeletal disorder.
If you're hearing these symptoms and kind of nodding your head, I totally empathize with you. Just look at these common CTS symptoms reported among the computer users in the study. A whopping 89.47% experience hand or wrist pain. Over 26% deal with numbness, and almost 16% face actual hand weakness. Others experience tingling, nocturnal exacerbations, which means the pain literally wakes them up at night, and even difficulty holding things. If you're feeling these specific aches, this proves you aren't imagining it, and you're part of a really large group.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the gender distribution of carpal tunnel among these workers. The prevalence is actually higher in women, making up almost 53% of the cases, compared to about 47% for men. The researchers suggest this could be due to females naturally having more crowded carpal bones and narrower carpal tunnels, making that median nerve just a bit more susceptible to the compression caused by endless typing.
All right, moving to part 2, healing wrists with yoga.
We know the physical toll is incredibly real, right? So let's transition to our first scientifically backed physical cure to address these symptoms head-on. Traditionally, computer-related health disorders have been treated with things like wrist splints, anti-inflammatory agents, steroids, or even surgery. But honestly, those options often provide less than satisfactory relief. Instead, a 6-month study introducing morning and evening yoga practices showed significant muscle relaxation and actual symptom reduction for long-term computer users. These natural, non-pharmacological strategies are showing incredible promise.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Notice the motor nerve conduction velocity, or MNCV, in that median nerve. The first bar shows the speed before the yoga intervention, sitting at 54.3. But look at the second bar. After 6 months of daily yoga, the conduction velocity jumped to over 61. This is dramatic visual proof that yoga actually improves the nerve's function, actively fighting off the compression caused by your keyboard.
Okay, part 3, small ergonomic changes, big impacts. So, yoga helps heal the damage, but we really need to stop the damage from happening in the first place. Adjusting your actual workstation is how you prevent these musculoskeletal disorders from taking root. I want to read this quote directly from an environmental health and safety presentation because it perfectly captures the mindset we need here. In ergonomics, small changes can make a big impact due to the long-term cumulative effect of working in an office over the course of a career. Prevention is entirely about long-term attention to the tiny details of your setup.
The core of any preventative ergonomic setup is surprisingly simple. You must avoid awkward reaches and poorly designed workstation setups. It's all about reducing risk factors, like repetitive physical motions. Like, if you have to overextend your arm 50 times a day just to reach a badly placed mouse, that right there is an awkward reach that will cumulatively wreck your wrist over the months and years. Bring your tools closer, align your screen, make those small changes.
Let's move to part 4 and see how this builds into something even bigger: shortcuts to save you hours. We were just talking about awkward reaches, right? Well, what causes the most repetitive, awkward reaches at a computer? Yep,
the mouse. This brings us to digital ergonomics, which dictates that using keyboard shortcuts minimizes your reliance on the mouse, dramatically reducing the repetitive strain that actually causes carpal tunnel. Think of keyboard shortcuts not just as some fun productivity hack, but as a vital daily preventative health measure to save your wrists. Let's keep the energy high and rapid fire through these navigational essentials. Instead of dragging your mouse clear across the screen to open a new tab or switch apps, just train your left hand to instinctively hit Ctrl-T or Alt-Tab. Need your files or the desktop instantly? The Windows key plus E or D will get you there without a single click. Think about how much damaging mouse travel time you just eliminated.
Next up are your file management and system security shortcuts. Notice how you can create, rename, and save files entirely from the keyboard. And when you need to step away, locking your screen is instant with Win-L or Command-Control-Q on a Mac. Seriously, I am actively encouraging you to pause this explainer right now and take a quick screenshot of this table so you don't forget them.
We'll conclude the shortcuts with essential text editing. Highlighting, bolding, undoing mistakes, and copying text are all actions you probably do hundreds of times a day. Relying on Control and your arrow keys instead of dragging your cursor specifically prevents the immense risk strain of clicking and holding. Just let the keyboard do the heavy lifting.
So the crucial point is this: true productivity happens when physical awareness meets digital efficiency. By marrying the physical cues like daily yoga and a proper desk setup with digital tools like mastering keyboard shortcuts, you create a complete armor-plated desk survival strategy. You keep your body healthy and your workflow incredibly fast at the exact same time.
I really want to leave you with this final thought today. Take a look at your desk, look at your keyboard, and ask yourself, what is one small ergonomic change you will make to your workstation right now to protect your future self? Please don't wait for the numbness to start. Make the change today. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and stay healthy out there.